Take it away, Mori. Here it is. Vampire the
Oh,
Masquerade Bloodlines. That's the one,
awesome.
right?
So, yeah, that is the one. So just start rambling or
Yeah,
I'm so sorry. I'm
oh,
not,
that's okay. I just, I want to know like how you first discovered it, why you like it so much, why it speaks to you, why exactly this one did you choose to talk about?
mm.
Things like
So
that.
this is my most favorite video game in the entirety of existence.
No way. Cool.
This video game is the video game that I will come back and play no matter how many times I've played it. I this has I have played through the story so many times. I know every twist and turn and nook
Oh,
and cranny, but I will continue to go back every single time because this is my favorite video game. This is a gothic RPG that came around early 2000s. I forget the exact year,
yeah, that's correct. Early two
and it
thousands.
was early 2000s. And it was made by a studio called Troika Games, later to be known as White Wolf Studios. And it was a love project. They had a small team, ridiculously small budget, and just a lot of big ideas. And when they put everything together, it was it was interesting because the gameplay itself wasn't terrible and the story was immaculate, but it wasn't quite up to par with the games that were being released at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Um, which, it wasn't terrible either. I mean, the face software that they used was on the same level as what they were doing with Half-Life 2, which was around the same time as well. So it wasn't all that bad. It's just it didn't have the right chance when it first came out. And then later on, it became acknowledged as a cult classic,
Ah.
um, where, we take it as it is. The game is a little jank, but we love it. And I, I know that there are still to this day a few glitches, a few bugs, um,
Sure.
but there's also so many glorious moments in the game and so many different ways to play because
Ah.
as I said, this is a gothic RPG. It
Mm-hmm.
takes place in Los Angeles in the more seedier areas in the dead of night,
Yeah.
and you are a young fledgling vampire also known as Kindred,
Ooh.
and the main premise is it's a beautiful dark night. You end up like hooking up with someone super cute, and the next thing you know, they're like, I have something to show you. Everything
Oh.
goes black. You wake up, boom, vampire. And apparently, the vampire society kind of frowns upon just, randomly turning people without like seeking permission to add another to their ranks.
Oh my.
Um, because if you thin out the bloodline too much, they have a fear that um, if you wear out the blood too thin, that it will undo the very curse of Cain, and that Gehenna, the apocalypse, will happen in vampire society, will be no more.
Well, there's a
Um,
reason.
and so essentially it's a very big no-no what your sire, the person that embraced you into vampire society, has done. So they're gone, they're executed. You
Ooh.
don't get to see them for the remainder of the entirety of the game, and you're practically plopped out there like a naked baby in the woods, to quote directly from a character in the game itself. Yeah, that you have nothing, you know nothing, you're just there. But the prince of vampire society has given you a very generous offer of letting you live in exchange for being their little errand boy or girl. And
How lovely.
you oh, lovely, of course. So basically, do as you say, and don't get killed while doing it. And as you keep learning more and more about vampire society, the rules, the masquerade, which is what they call the art of blending in with humanity,
Okay.
as vampires still need to exist, unseen albeit, but exist, intermingled with humanity to continue to feed and to survive and thrive. But humans can't know that vampires exist.
Of
Because
course.
if they did, then it would be so much harder for vampires to
Yeah.
exist.
It's not like they have a demon that fell out of the sky to protect them, so I get it.
Exactly. Exactly. And you learn all sorts of wonderful things like zombies, ghosts, werewolves. They're all
Cool.
real.
Wow, how
They
long is
all
this
like
game? Like, how much gameplay can you get out of one playthrough?
you can get so much gameplay out of one playthrough. Um, the uh, the way that everything works is it has a tabletop RPG style of coding where it will auto roll for how your stats affect your gameplay.
Hmm.
So if you try and do a thing, not only do you have to have a high enough stat for that thing to even be possible, but you still have a chance of epically failing.
Whoa.
You can just nat zero that shit.
Oh, that's too. Oh, that's tough. The Chia God says this game is awesome. Oh, I'm glad someone in the chat likes this game as well, Maury. You have someone right here who feels the same way you do, and it does sound very cool. I gotta say.
And this game has been well, the lore is extensive. There is several editions of a tabletop RPG that have been made with the lore of this game, and this is what the game was based off of when it first came into fruition, as well as several books, a visual novel, an upcoming sequel that has been way too long. Uh, Awaited, but it actually might be kind of scary. I'm not going to get into that right now.
Yeah.
Um, and just so much. Oh, and a really weird spin off series on some like subscription television service that never got off the ground. It's like it's been
Wow.
everywhere.
She knows her stuff about this one. Keep going. Yeah.
And they put so much love into this game and the lore that for one clan of vampires specifically that you can play as, they rewrote your dialogue completely for that one character. All of the possible
Wow.
dialogue options. It is completely rewritten to suit that character.
Wow.
And
That's something.
which it's something because um, for the most part, you know, the dialogue is pretty much standard like throughout. But this one, they changed everything, not just how they talk, but how people talk to you. They have a very stark acknowledgement of your existence. And they did the same thing, not to that much of a degree, but almost to a same degree with one other clan. The dialogue is the same as the others,
Sure.
but people also have a very stark acknowledgement to your existence, and therefore gameplay is very much harder as one particular clan as well. And because there are so many different clans and so many ways to play, and so many side quests as well that have hours upon hours of additional gameplay to add on to what is the main quest. And all of these just continuously unraveling the puzzle piece that is the Vampiric Society of Los Angeles.
Los
It's
Angeles.
something that I keep coming back to because I keep learning new things. I've played this game over I have to say over 50 times in
Wow.
my lifetime, all the way through.
That's a lot for an RPG.
And that's a lot for an RPG. And I might just have no life, but that's just how it happened.
That's okay. The vampires would be happy to hear that. They
The
have.
vampires would be very happy to hear that.
They too have no life. Literally.
They
So.
too also have a great degree of unlife.
Exactly.
And yes, exactly. And
Well, that. Oh yeah, go on. If you have more to say, go on.
no,
Oh,
it's just I love how much work was put in and how much love and care that everything you do has consequences. Because there's multiple endings too, by the way. It's not just doing one set ending.
there you go.
Everything that you choose to do has a consequence, and you can do what you want, but sometimes what you want isn't always what's best for
The clans.
your existence.
And the story. Yeah.
And the story. You be too much of a general asshole in this game, and you get your humanity level too low, they will just end your game early because you have been too much of a menace to vampire society.
You hear that, folks? Good vampires only. Asshole vampires, take it somewhere else.
It often ends up with like you frenzying and you break the masquerade too many times, and then oh no, that we just gotta stake you and bake you. Sorry.
That's the way it goes. You know?
It's just how it goes, you know? So,
yeah, that's so you hear it, folks. That's Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines, a very in-depth description. As well as, and without giving away too much, that takes skill to do, Mori. Thank you for being able to detail so much without spoiling so much.
I had to make sure to do exactly that because I know at least one person is going to be watching this and they're going to be streaming it come next week. So I need to make sure that they go in completely blind.
Awesome. Okay, well, yes, she's doing it for you, person. And she's done a great job, so let's give it up for Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines, everybody. If you like it, you like it. And I must say, I like the way it sounds. I wish I had more time to play RPGs these days. But, very nice, very nice. I'm glad this one speaks to you, and I'm very glad it provided something fun for you. And from over 50 plays, that is something. I don't think I've ever heard of anyone playing an RPG at length over 50 times. That's impressive.
If you ever have enough downtime to consider taking up an RPG, I will personally get you a copy because I just impose it on all of my friends anyway, and you really wouldn't have a choice in the matter as you are my friend. So if you think you can, if you can take on an RPG, you're going to get a copy. I'll send you the fan patch. Oh, by the way, there's a patch that fans have made to let it continue to exist to this day.
Wow.
This is not actually optimized to run on Steam.
Is that what the patch is for?
So that's what the patch is for.
Okay.
So it can run on Steam. So it can run, period. So you don't get stuck in an endless loop talking to a stop sign. It is necessary.
All right. Well, you know what? If I get the time, I'll let you know. I mean it.
Perfect.
I will. If I get the spare time. Again, people, Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines. Let me hear your silent applause. Okay.